Okay, so let's explore an idea that sounds kind of crazy at first. What if having less money is the actual secret to becoming a better investor? Let's dive into this paradox.
Come on, you know exactly who I'm talking about, right? That person who's always careful with their money, but somehow their small, humble investment account just seems to be growing faster than yours. And you look at your own portfolio and just wonder, what am I doing wrong here?
Well, the answer is probably not what you think. It's not about luck. They don't have some secret stock tip nobody else knows about. It's a powerful psychological edge that comes from the one thing you probably think is your biggest weakness, not having a lot of money to begin with.
To really get how this advantage works, we first have to completely tear down a huge myth about money and investing. A myth that, honestly, almost everyone believes.
So here's the myth. More money means better returns. It just makes sense, right? You've got more capital, more options, better access. But what if that's completely backward? The reality is that discipline is so much more important than how much capital you have to play with.
And hey, this isn't just a theory. A 2022 study by Dalbar found this exact thing. They saw that investors with smaller accounts are way less likely to chase after hot trends or panic sell when things get bumpy. They just stick to the plan. And that discipline, it actually leads them to outperform bigger portfolios.
But why? Why does this happen? Well, the answer isn't in some financial spreadsheet. It's all in our heads. And this brings us to the psychology of scarcity and how it can seriously become your secret weapon.
It all boils down to this thing called scarcity-driven focus. I mean, really think about it. If you only have, say, $100 to invest for the whole month, every single dollar feels incredibly important. You're going to research every decision like crazy because a mistake doesn't just cost you some number on a screen, it feels real. That pressure creates an insane level of focus.
Now, let's look at the other side of the coin. A Morningstar study found that high net worth investors are a whopping 35% more likely to make impulsive trades when the market gets rocky. And why not? For them, losing a few $1,000s just doesn't have the same psychological sting. They can afford to be emotional.
And that's the whole point. That lack of pressure, that safety net, can lead to some really sloppy, ego-driven investing. Meanwhile, the investor with less at stake is forced to hold steady, sticking to their simple, boring plan. And you know what? In the long run, boring almost always wins.
Okay, so this isn't just an abstract theory. Let's look at how this actually plays out with some real numbers and a quick story that makes the difference totally clear. So, check out this table. You got investor A putting in a steady $500 a month. They stay disciplined, they don't mess around, and they hit their potential growth of nearly 100 grand. Now look at investor B, 10 times the capital, right? Their potential is almost $1 million. But they panic during a dip, chase some hot stock that flopped, and they end up with 800,000. They lost a massive chunk of their potential gains just to emotional mistakes. And this stuff doesn't just happen in a spreadsheet. I remember a guy, Kevin, working a minimum wage job. He just put $50 to $100 a month, every month into a boring index fund, slow and steady. Then there was Jason, 6-figure salary, chasing all the hype, options, meme stocks, the whole deal. 10 years go by, Kevin had quietly built up a really solid portfolio. Jason, he'd lost tens of thousands of dollars. And that, right there, is the entire lesson in a nutshell. Kevin won. Not because he had more money, but because he treated every single dollar like it was precious. He couldn't afford to be reckless, and that limitation became his greatest strength. Okay, so we've seen the evidence, we've heard the story. Now we get to the most important part. How do you take this idea and turn it into your own investing superpower, no matter how much is in your bank account? The key is you have to embrace the paradox. Your limitation, the fact that you have less capital, is the very thing that forces you to build the habits of a truly successful investor. So here's a 5-step formula to lock in that discipline. 1. Set a strict monthly amount to invest. Even if it's just $50, treat it like a bill you have to pay. 2. Automate it. Set it and forget it. Get your emotions out of the equation. 3. Ignore the daily market noise. It's just a distraction. 4. Focus on boring, low-cost stuff, like index funds. And 5, and this is key, never lose that scarcity mindset. Mentally, treat every dollar like it's your last.
And here's something else that's pretty cool. Behavioral finance tells us that a $100 gain feels psychologically huge to a small investor. It's a massive win. And that good feeling reinforces the good habit, which creates this powerful feedback loop that keeps you on the right track for the long run. So let's wrap this up with the big takeaways. First, constraints create discipline. It's that simple.
Scarcity forces you to build better habits and make smarter calls. Now, the real challenge is holding on to those habits as you get wealthier, because abundance, if you're not careful, can absolutely become your worst enemy.
At the end of the day, you've just got to remember this. Being smart with money has almost nothing to do with the size of your bank account. It is all about how intentionally, how deliberately you use the money you actually have.
So if you feel like you have less money to invest, you are not starting from behind. You are starting with a built-in psychological advantage that wealthier investors literally have to fight to create for themselves. So the only real question left is, now that you know you have this advantage, are you going to use it?